What is your level of concern with Jayden? 25 alarm bell scale.
I'm at a 12.5 with him.
Halfway home.
Halfway home. Only because of the importance of it, obviously how important he is to this offense, but more so because anytime they leave the door, they're not giving you a real update. They're saying that they're saying they're going to do more imaging, MRIs, whatever you want to call it. That leaves the door open for a bigger injury. I think folks are getting comfortable that this isn't a major injury, and it being not a season-ending injury versus a 4 to 6 weeks injury, that's a big delta there.
Yeah.
Or 2 to 3 week, whatever it is.
Or 0 week.
Or 0
I mean, we don't know.
He could be back for next week. Plenty of guys have rib injuries, and you get shot up on game day and you go out and play because they have their big rib protectors in.
Right.
But
it's the kind of thing, I mean, it becomes a pain threshold thing, and the quarterback position is different than a guard. You know what I mean? Like,
why are you taking shots at guards? You could have said wide receiver.
The physicality
you could have
is
said
different.
Linebacker.
Like, the guys that, receiver even, because those guys can take more hits where you're pretty vulnerable.
Right.
And then you wonder, I mean, maybe there's a conversation to be had after the first run Jayden had, the 50-yarder, the 47-yarder, where he went down super awkward. And I think he got hurt there.
Yes.
But there's some debate about which play it was. Because then there was the super awkward, the 7-yard, it was like right here.
It was right here, like the 20-yard
line. Right where the equipment guy is. Where.
Oh, no. You see this behind us?
Sprinklers coming?
The equipment guys are out with the plates.
The Frisbees.
The Frisbees to try and protect us.
Multi-billion-dollar organization.
What's your percentage?
I don't know. I think there's also a conversation like, dude, after you saw him get blasted on the 47, that was a really good play. I'm never an advocate of, like, taking the ball out of Jayden's hands.
Yeah.
But maybe you don't just throw it there. Like, maybe you don't call RPOs, or I don't know exactly what it was. I haven't been able to go back and watch because so much started happening. But I think that's if it is, he can play, but he's at 85%, does that impact how you call plays? Because if he is playing next week and they're going to say he's fine, he's good to go, like, there's an impact. He had to come out of the game and get x-rayed and imaging.
Yeah, imaging.
I think halfway home is fair. I almost have an expectation that he could miss some time. I think you're safer thinking that than thinking everything's cool.
And that's more where when I say 12.5 out of 25 alarms, I think, at least from what I've been seeing on social media and talking to folks or whatever, people seem relaxed that he's going to be okay.
And maybe
he will be. But I think you have to recognize that if you go to sleep tonight thinking he's going to play next week against Chicago, I wouldn't be shocked if you woke up Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning and found out that he's going to miss a week or two.
And in the grand scheme of things, most quarterbacks miss time. Very, very few quarterbacks play 17 a season. And so if this was a 2-week loss or something, you'd be like, okay, that kind of happens.
But I think what's encouraging about it, and you started going there, was Marcus Mariota came in.
Played well.
And, the offense looked very similar to what it was with Jayden. Obviously, Mariota doesn't have quite the explosiveness that he does. But certainly he was able to run the RPOs. He was able to get the ball out to Terry and to Zach Ertz and company. And the offense kept moving. And it helps that you're playing a really bad Panthers team. But for his first reps with this organization, with this team, it's great to get those in against the Panthers. And if he has to go against
and think about it. He didn't get much, if any, work in the preseason.
Right.
So people are like, oh, man, they're really running the offense. They kind of needed to.
Yeah.
What if Mariota needs to play for a significant period of time?
Right.
Tonight was like real work. And I had one of the guys in there, it was Ertz, I think, explained that basically Mariota gets to run his college offense. And he hasn't really run that since then. And maybe that's a huge part of why he'll – listen, he cooked tonight. And early on, I was like, oh, dude, this is a problem. This isn't going to work. I was wrong, left hand up.
Yep.
Through 2
left
drives or whatever,
it
it was no good. He came back and really looked great.